So we continue from part 42, and it has three sub questions, and let's work on it right now. So I don't know if I can increase the font of this. I can't. Okay, it says for each department, display the department name, city, and state province. Now, the city and state province is not available in the department, so this is something we need to do for each department. Display department name, city, and state province. So first, let me just describe the department HR dot department table, and I'm going to also describe HR dot locations. Okay, so I'm going to run at this point. So I want to display department name, city, and state. So let me start writing it. Okay, so it have department name in the department table. So I'm going to select. I already told you that you have to use alias. So d.department underscore name. And we now need to display the city. So city is in location. So I'm going to say l.city and l.state state underscore province. Now we're going to join the department and the location. So I'm going to say from departments D join locations L on the join column should be location ID, which is common to both tables. You can see right here on D dot location ID equal to L dot location ID. Okay, so I'm going to remove these two describe statements because they are not needed anymore. So I'm going to check for errors and then we're going to run from departments. Okay, so it's department join location. So let me run it and let's see what we have. Table of view does not exist from departments join locations L. Why? Select D dot department name L dot city L dot departments D join locations L. Okay, so we need to use the schema name HR dot locations. Yeah. All right, so let's see. Okay, so we should have the correct results at this point. So for each employee, display the full name, department name, and city, state province. The full name. Okay, so now we need also to add the employee details. Okay, so we are going to say E because we are giving the employee tables E now. E dot first underscore name. So to make it a full name, I'm simply going to maybe concatenate it like this, or with with a space first, with a space and E dot last name. Okay, so I think I need another concatenation operator here. Okay. The department name, city, and state province, that is fine. And we are going to now join one more time. So I'm going to join the, this time, employee, right? So join hr.employees E on. So I'm joining it on what? So E should have department ID. So I'm going to say E dot department ID is equal to D the department ID. So the department ID is what joins the department table with the employee table. So D the department ID. So I'm going to run it now and let's see what we have. And we need underscore here, and I'm going to run it one more time. So as you can see, it works fine. Now we just need to change this kind of column name to be, let's call it full name. Let me run it again. And that is fine, as you can see. So display the full name, department name, city, state province for all employees whose last name contains the letter A. So now, okay, so we are going to now use the where clause to filter out for those employees whose last name contains the letter A. So I'm going to say where E dot last name contains, is it contains? Yeah, so let me now teach you about the like clause. Okay, so you're going to say where last name like, you're going to specify inside single quotes, you are going to specify the symbol, which is the percentage symbol A and another percentage. It means that where the last name contains anything, contains the character A, all right? Okay, so this is the like, you specify where it contains, that is how you do it. So I'm going to run this code now and let's see how it plays out. Okay, so where the last name contains A, so you can see that the last name contains A here or this other place. But to prove this, I'm going to say where last name not like. So let's see what we have in this case. Where last name not like A. Give me 1 second, let me just check something. If I can use the alias to do a like, okay, so it doesn't work. Where, just 1 second, I just want to check something. Okay, so it doesn't work. Okay, so where last name like A, that is fine. Where E dot last name like A, okay? All right. So let's move on to number 43 now. Display, wait, I think, yeah. Display the first name, last name, department number, and department name. First name, last name, department number, and department name. So I'm going to kind of collapse this. Instead of joining it, I'm going to collapse it and remove the alias here. First name, last name, department name, a department number, department name. So I'm going to add D dot department number, department ID, and department name for all employees in departments 50 or 90. I already explained this to you. So it's going to be where D, the department ID for employees, so it's gonna be employees, E the department ID. Actually, it can also be the department ID because they are joined. Department ID in 50 or 90. All right, so I'm gonna run this code now. And you can see that to give us employees department in 50 or 90. So if I scroll down, you can see it's just 50 and we have some 90 here. All right, let's move on to number 44. Display the department number and department name for all departments whose location number is equal to the location number of department 90. Now that's an interesting one. Now we're going to be using subquery to solve this. So the first thing we want to do is we want to get the location number of department number 90, right? So we want to get the location number of department number 90. So let's get the location number, the location ID of department number 90. I'm going to say select location ID from give me 1 second, whose location is equal to the location number of department number 90. Select location ID from department, from HR.departments, where department ID is equal to 90. So this is the location where the department number is 90. So I want to select all the departments who have this location number, right? Who have this location ID. So I'm going to take out this to my clipboard and then I'm going to write the first query. This is a subquery right now. So I'm going to take out this to my clipboard. So we are going to select department number D dot Actually, I'm going to just say department. Subquery is not the same as join, so you can actually use subquery to do the same thing that joins can do. Okay, so in this case, I'm not using the two at the same time. So this time I'm using just a subquery. So I'm getting the department ID and the department's name from hr.department. Now where for all departments whose location number, where location ID is equal to, and then we already have the location number of the department number 90. So I'm going to just put it right here as a subquery, and this is exactly how to work with subqueries. I'm going to run this code right now, and let's see. And I think we are going to get exactly what we want. So this is the department number and department name for the department whose location number is equal to the location number of department number 90. Okay, so in that case, you can actually display the location number just to check, but that will make us now use a join, which I don't want to use. So this is how to work with subqueries. Let's move to number 45. Okay, display the last name and hire date for all employees who was hired after employee number 101. Who was hired after employee number 101. So, sorry, let me just go back. So the first thing you want to do, these are another subquery question. So we have to select the employees who were hired, display the last name and hire date for all employees who was hired after employee number 101, right? So let's find out when employee number 101 was hired. So I'm going to say select hire date from hr.employees where where employee ID equal to 101. Okay, so this is the hire date of the employee where that's in question. So we want to select all employees, their first name and hire date that was hired after this particular employee, after this hire date, because what we have now on our clipboard is a date. So I'm going to select last name and hire date from hr.employees where the hire date is greater than, right? So it's greater than the hire date that we have on our clipboard, which is a subquery, the hire date of employee number 101. So I'm going to just paste this right here, and this is how to use subquery to solve this problem. So I'm going to run this and let's see what we have. Yeah, so this is the result of this query. So play around with it. Maybe I'll try to run the subquery separately, and then check that all these dates are actually after this date that comes out from the subquery. All right, so I'm going to stop here. I'm going to build up more challenges from 46 upwards, and this is going to be a bit more advanced than this one. So I'm going to stop here. Please remember to subscribe to my channel if you've not subscribed, and also please leave me a comment if you have any comments or if you have any challenges or some recommendations for me. Please leave it to me as a comment below. I remain Kindson the Tech Pro, and I'm always there for you.